There sure has been a lot of talk about how to end wedding receptions and events on the DJ forums and the DJ groups on Facebook, hasn't there? Hi, it's Bill. This is Creative License. My sponsors, Electro Voice, Promo Only, DJ Event Planner, Disc Jockey News, and of course the Entertainment Experience. That's my workshop. There's one coming up in November. The idea of endings is not an old idea, or rather, it's not a new idea. It's an old idea, but apparently, when it comes to DJs and DJing parties, it's kind of a conversation that feels new. The idea that you should find a way to end a party just as well as you create a beginning for a party, it sounds like a no-brainer, doesn't it? It's because it really is. I mean, really think about it. And the reason that people have been talking about it is because people have been talking about like huge, amazing endings, right? Sparkler exits and cold spark machines and audio edits that are bringing in vows and things like that, and words spoken, instant edits from the day of the event to create a big ending for it. I mean, they're all beautiful and wonderful ideas. And as elaborate as some of those are, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to be that elaborate. You do really have to create an ending, though. An ending, every great event is like a story. It has a great beginning and a middle and then an end. And throughout the day, there are beginnings, middles, and ends with every chapter, every moment that gets changed, every time we do something different. The way when we have the cocktail hour, there's a beginning and a middle and an end to that, and a transition into introductions and a beginning and a middle and an end into a speech or into dining, and there's a beginning. So there's chapters and there's scenes and there's acts, and everything has to have an ending or people get left to their own devices. They create their own endings, and honestly, the endings they create are not always good for us if they're creating something in their mind. So why wouldn't you create something that's going to leave them excited about the next thing they're going to see? And if you're going to create something for the end of the evening, why wouldn't you leave them with something that they're talking about? You can only hope they're going to talk about your mixes. You can only hope that they're going to talk about the music you played or one cool thing that happened. But if you leave them with one last really great ending, they'll talk about that for a long, long time. Endings are important. And if you don't believe me, next time you walk into a room, find a piece of wood and knock on it and go dunk, 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 and then walk away. Dun, 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 dun. Walk away. People will not be able to handle it. Someone in the room will go bump, bump, shave and a haircut, leave it. There's no ending. People need an ending. People will create an ending when the ending does not exist. That by itself will make you crazy. Same thing, a great beginning and a middle needs an ending, right? And if you really want to take them from one concept to another, one idea to another, and each concept that you do at any event, and let's say a wedding, is completely different. When they arrive, there is a story happening in the room, a beginning and a middle. It has to have an end so they know that it's over, and then get ready for the next concept you're going to introduce to them, and maybe it's cocktails, maybe it's dining, maybe it's speeches, maybe it's a first dance, maybe it's introductions. But if you don't end the thing before you leave them hanging. You leave them hanging more than once, they won't forgive you. They'll create their own stories about who you are and what you're doing, and the endings they create are going to be about how much they dislike what you're doing, because left to their own devices, people aren't necessarily positive about entertainment. But you can leave a positive thought in their mind by creating an ending with everything you do, including the end of the evening. And the end of the evening does not have to be elaborate. It can be as simple as good night, thank you for coming, we love you, and one more time, let's hear it for David and Mary Johnson. That's a great little ending. In fact, there's a story in that, if you were paying attention, with what I just said, had a beginning and a middle and an end. What do you think? Write down your comments below. Reach out to me if you want to. Tell everybody about it. Subscribe and like and hit the little bell and create an ending for me so I can finally stop doing these shows. No, that's why I really want to keep going. So until I see you next time,